Hi, okay, so today we are going to start our unit on polynomials. And so the first thing we are going to be talking about are like terms. All throughout the unit, you are going to be combining like terms. So we're going to start off with adding and subtracting, which is where you're going to be combining like terms, and then we're going to move into multiplying. And when you multiply, they are going to be like terms that you'll also need to combine. So first thing is, what are like terms? So like terms are the same variable raised to the same power. For example, negative 3x squared and 5x squared. As long as they have the same variable, which is x, raised to the same power, which is 2, they are like terms. So just to make sure we understand, we'll do a little table of like terms and then things that are not like terms, to make sure that we fully understand. So 5x and 2x. Those are like terms. They have the same variable, x, to the first power, to the same power. If they were something like 5x squared and 2x, they would not be like terms, because while they have the same variable, x, the power is different. This x is being raised to the first power, and this x is being raised to the second power. So those are not like terms. We would not be able to combine them. And another example, negative 3a squared and 6a squared. Again, we're only concerned with the variable and the power. So both of them have the same variable of a raised to the same power, the same exponent, which is 2. So those are like terms. Now, if we had negative 3a squared and 6b squared, those would fall under not like terms because they have different variables. They have the same power of 2, but this variable is an a and this variable is a b. So they are not like terms. Okay, so now that we understand what are like terms, now let's go ahead and get into combining like terms. So we have an expression like 3x plus 5 minus 4x plus 1. Draw a little line. Go ahead and copy down our expression, 3x plus 5 minus 4x plus 1. And so our first step is to use different shapes and identify like terms. So we have an x here and we have an x here. So they're the same variable raised to the same power of 1. So I always start off with a rectangle. And we have negative 4x. So the negative belongs to that 4x. So make sure to include that negative. I don't see any other x's, so I believe that's it. And then I'll use circles for just my integers. So we can combine 5 and 1 are also like terms. So they both don't have variables, which means we can combine those. So we'll start with the variables, the terms with variables. So we can combine these. So we're going to do 3x plus negative 4x. So our when we combine those, we get negative 1x. And then we can combine the 5 plus 1, and that gives us positive 6. And so with that step, we combined shapes that are the same, which means they are like terms. So we combine our like terms. And then step 3 is we're going to simplify. So we don't need to write negative 1x, that is just negative x, and then we have a plus 6. Let's do one more example. Say we have negative 2x squared plus 3 minus x squared. So first we want to use different shapes to identify like terms. So it looks like we have an x squared here and an x squared here. So those are like terms. Then we want to combine like terms. So negative 2x squared plus negative x squared, that gives us a total of negative 3x squared. And then we just bring down our positive 3. There was nothing to combine that with. And there is our simplified expression. Okay, let's go ahead and look at your assignment on combining like terms. So make sure to just follow the very simple steps that I gave you in the notes. So step 1 is to use different shapes to identify like terms. So we have 9n and we have positive 7n. 9n plus 7n is 16n. And then we have positive 1 and negative 9, which is negative 8. And so our simplified answer is 16n minus 8. Let's look at number 2. Again, we want to use different shapes to identify the like terms. So we have 9a and positive 3a. Make sure to box in the signs. And then we have positive 2 and positive 4. Kind of went quickly on number 1. I got excited. So then step 2, once we identify the shapes to, or use shapes to identify the like terms, then we combine like terms. And so we can combine the 9a and the 2a are rectangles. So 9a plus 3a is 12a. And then we can combine just our integers, which are 2 plus 4, and that's positive 6. Okay, go ahead and complete your assignment.